All right. Again. This is Liz. So, I'm going to be talking about a topic that is very controversial. Very controversial. Now, what is it? Okay, custom made should not be breaking the bank. Yes, I believe it. I believe it strongly. It really should not be breaking the bank. Because why? There are so many reasons as to why it should not be breaking the bank, even though unfortunately, a lot of custom makers, and I think a lot of it is because of the hand they've been dealt with, in the sense that it's hard for them to get customers. They are having difficulty getting customers. They're having difficulty even maintaining their customer base. They're constantly competing with mass production. They're constantly competing with getting people to see them. And I understand. I may not fully understand, but I feel the pain, because come on, they also have to make a living. They are out there, hustling and trying to get their things done. But I still don't think it should break the bank though. It shouldn't. It really shouldn't. And here are my reasons why. Number one, less resources are required when compared to producing in large quantities. Less resources is required for production. Less resources than when things were produced in mass quantity for, in large quantities for everybody. So though it would take time for the custom maker to make things, it's still less, resources. And I do strongly believe that if it is a custom maker who is constantly getting customers and they, get it, they probably wouldn't worry so much about it being that maybe they only get one customer or two customers within a 1 month period or within a 6 month period, and then they just have to somehow find a way to get the most out of it. And who wouldn't do that? Especially because they're barely having customers who are always competing. Many of them have actually even left craftsmanship and gone, found other jobs, or even some of them maybe it was a family business of craftsmanship that they've been doing for a long time and just dumped it because it's not lucrative, especially for their children to pick up. It's not lucrative for them to continue. So yes, there is a deficiency or less availability of people who make stuff these days, which is sort of sad. And also being that in the way business is run now, there's a lot of monopoly involved. So it doesn't give room for even the small businesses to thrive and be able to create and make things the way they should. So many of the small businesses or small owners have found themselves going into monopoly, into bigger organizations, at least to be able to make a living. Number two, another reason why custom made products or customizing should not be breaking the bank is that there is less waste to be accounted for. Because when mass production is being, you need a large capital to create a large masses, to create a lot of quantity, to create a large quantity, to create a lot of items at the same time. You need a lot of money for that. And once you buy them, then you have to figure out how to sell them. For many people who are into that type of business, they have to account for possible waste. First of all, they have to account for the large quantity that was made, and then they have to account for possible waste. And who suffers for it? A lot of times it's the customers. It's the customers that, have to pay for all of that, because then somehow they have to kind of break even, mark up the price of production with this, with manufacturing, shipping, so many things that they have to put in consideration, but they have to put that into the price of when you buy things. Custom making doesn't require that. It doesn't require for you to make large quantities that end up being wasted, but then you also want to account for the possible waste, just in case. Or maybe some people buy it, some people don't buy what you have in this large quantity, some people don't buy for a long period of time. So yeah, less waste to be accounted for. And again, it ties into the third part, which is that custom-made items should not be breaking the bank, because most custom-made items are made to order. They're on demand. So no need for unnecessary storage. As a custom maker, they don't have to, make a lot that needs to be stored in any way, shape, or form, whereby it will be there for months or even years, but then they have to somehow still make a living. So they kind of like, but custom making is on demand, is made to measure. Yes, I know that the disadvantage to that is that sometimes it's hard to get customers who would actually order things to get it made, and then, since it's so much time and space and this and that, so we have to somehow pay for all the time, that hours. But it still does not need to break the bank. It doesn't. But I think the reason why that has been happening is because custom makers somehow have to account for why they should still make some money when they have such few customers. So, and once again, I still don't think it needs to break the bank. Why? Because it's on demand. It's made to order. So there is no extra payment or extra money that you're using for storage or having to. So you make your money on the spot for making it, for making whatever it is. But I just think what would really solve the problem for craftsmanship is for more customers who would be more into custom made products, just to get those things. And there's so much value in making your own things, in working with custom makers to get things made for you. There's so much value, so much in it. And why not, So, but my fourth point, why custom made should not be breaking the bank, is that no extra bloated budgeting for sensationalized marketing. No extra budgeting for sensationalized marketing. Again, this ties back into everything I said, because when you make a lot, when you make in masses, then you have to find a way to sell it, which takes resources. I'm telling you, it takes money, so, and you have to just do a lot to even get it sold. So once again, as a custom maker, you don't need to do that. Now, as a custom maker, you may need to still market yourself in what you do, but it's still separate it's still different from this kind of marketing that you have to do, which takes money, it takes time, it takes a lot, Meanwhile, the other one, yes, it still takes, but it's based on your services that you're able to produce. So yes, I still believe craftsmen can still make a good living if they have good influx of customers. And once again, I still don't think that custom making should be breaking the bank. But if you have a comment about this, because different people see it differently and they have different perspective, but let me know what you think. Let me know if you really think custom makers should charge a whole lot for it, and why they have to, charge for like huge amount for the labor. They worked, I understand. They worked. I'm not nullifying that. They worked for it. Granted, they worked for it. They worked for the skills. Providing skills, providing services, providing, their time. So they have to get paid for it. Like I said, it just shouldn't break the bank. Of course they should make money. They should, and get good amount of customers that should be able to also, influx of customers to get things done. They should, and get paid for the value they are providing. Granted, very well so. It's just that this custom making has become something else. It has really become something else. It has become so expensive. It has become so unaffordable that it's now counterproductive. So people don't even want to do it. People don't want to custom make, because automatically when you think of custom making, it's like, oh, it's expensive. And then not only that, then on the other side, the custom makers are also capitalizing on it. So everybody is just dishing out and making it really hard to achieve. But I think the more it becomes affordable, more people will custom make. More people will see the viability. Because even in this day and age, there are people who are now tired of the mass production and they just want to swing back to the other side. Because it's crazy now, and no quality, but it's still high price. No, it's just ridiculous. It's outrageous out there right now. So there are many people who are back into, oh man, I just wish this could just be made for me. Or even as far as clothing, I'm tired of the standard measurements or the every other measurement and having difficulty finding something that just fit properly, a quality product, and things of that nature. So there are people looking for it now. There are people who are interested now. So the market is opening back up again, and we have to create room for it. We have to allow it. We have to allow it to flow. And let's keep in mind, there are so many things in this day and generation that we have to put into consideration. The new generation, about their perspective about time, their perspective about convenience. So yes, people like us, we really don't have a lot of time, but at the same time, we also want to get things made for us. So how can you make it quick? By the same time making it quality, at the same time making it good, at the same time making it affordable. There's so many things to consider as business people who make things, but at the same time considering what customers are looking for, and to make that business again lucrative for customers to come through, to flow in. But there is the people getting massaged already. They're getting tired of mass production. There is a market out there. They're looking for this. So let's make room for it. But again, let me know and leave your comments below what you think about this. All right, peace out.